this case of Emefiele, EFCC, DSS, they have just been going back and forth. Today we hear one thing, another day we're going to be hearing another thing. We learned that he came into the country and they surrounded his house. No, they said they didn't invade his house and what have you. But what we are getting again from Sahara reporters is that the Department of State Services DSS on Monday interrogated the deputy governors of the Central Bank of Nigeria and officials of the Federal Inland Revenue Service who appeared before its operatives in Abuja. Sahara reporters has gathered. Sahara reporters learned on Tuesday that despite the inability of the DSS operatives to pick up the embattled CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele, who returned to office on Monday, the DSS took other top CBN and FIRS officials to its headquarters and greeted them on sundry issues. Authoritative sources familiar with the development disclosed to Sahara reporters that the officials were hauled in a bus to the DSS headquarters where they were interrogated. Sahara reporters earlier today reported that the Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Rabo, deployed military personnel and intelligence officers to ensure Emefiele was not arrested by the DSS. Is that a country? If really the DSS, they are doing their work diligently, does anybody need to interfere? Okay. Apparently, the Chief of Defense Staff was the one that aided Emefiele to defy the DSS. Upon arrival, Irabor deployed the military, police, and intelligence to ensure Emefiele was not arrested, a top source revealed on Tuesday morning. Sources at the CBN had told Sahara reporters that the security personnel that accompanied Emefiele to the bank were larger than that of Nigeria's president. Who? President Muhammadu Buhari. Emefiele has returned to Nigeria. He went to the CBN with massive security. He was given military protection. His security is bigger than that of the president, another source had said in a tears message to Sahara reporters. Meanwhile, Sahara reporters further gathered that the DSS interrogated several CBN and FIRS officials who alleged that Emefiele offered bribes to KPMG, an international audit firm, to ensure that audits were backdated in the wake of investigation around his office. After Emefiele's arrival, the DG of DSS ordered all the deputy governors of CBN and FIRS to appear before the DSS. They were hauled in a bus to the DSS headquarters where they were interrogated, an authoritative source revealed. He added they confessed that Emefiele had been asking KPMG, an accounting firm, to be backdating audits after offering them 600 million naira bribe. KPMG officials interrogated also confessed to this. Sahara reporters last Thursday reported that the Apex Bank boss was still abroad and afraid to set foot in Nigeria for fear of being arrested and detained by the secret police. One of the sources had noted that the secret police were on alert and on the lookout for Emefiele. According to the source, the DSS would arrest Emefiele regardless of his antics and the recent court ruling. Even you are not going to obey the court. Of course, because all of them, see, you begin to ask yourself, in all of this, where is Buhari? Emefiele was part of President Muhammadu Buhari's entourage to the U.S. Africa's Leaders Summit in Washington, D.C. between December 13th and 15th, 2022, while Buhari returned to Abuja a day after the summit. The CBN governor deliberately decided to delay his return to Nigeria. Multiple sources last Friday told Sahara reporters some associates of President Muhammadu Buhari were leading the fight to stop the DSS from arresting Emefiele. The president's associates, led by Maman Daura, a nephew and close confidant of the president, and Nasser El-Rufai, governor of Kaduna State, were identified as standing strongly behind the CBN governor. Onto what? What are they all hiding? If he has questions to answer, why shielding him? Multiple groups and civil society organizations have raised the alarm that there is a lot of frame Emefiele for there's a plot to frame Emefiele for terrorism and remove him from office. However, the DSS swiftly warned against being used to undermine its investigations Although it did not specifically name Emefiele, Peter Afunaya, DSS spokesperson, said the service would not be distracted by those seeking to use propaganda to undermine its lawful investigations. However, sources at So Sahara reporters that some monarchs, obas, and emirs had been lobbied and deployed to beg on behalf of Emefiele and convince the president and director general of DSS of the need to let Emefiele be. It has also been learned that Maman Daura and El-Rufai were working hard and doing everything within their power to wage war against the DG of DSS, Yusuf Bichi. They have deployed Obas and Emirs to beg on behalf of Emefiele and Governor Nasser El-Rufai, leading the charge to fight for him. One of the sources said Emefiele was said to have helped the Kaduna governor secure a World Bank loan worth $350 million. Emefiele helped Governor El-Rufai to secure $350 million World Bank loan, out of which the governor made for himself $70 naira per dollar after the cash was sold to Aliko Dangote. 70 out of which the governor made for himself 70 naira per dollar after the cash was sold to Aliko Dangote. Emefiele has seriously stakes in 12 banks. He needs to explain how he got money to be a major stakeholder in 12 banks. He has stakes in Tita, Globus, Providence, Union Bank, big interest in First Bank and others. His source had said Maman Daura is still working hard for him not to be arrested. He is still waging war against the Director General of the DSS and other top officials. Meanwhile, a federal high court in Matema, Federal Capital Territory FCT, Abuja, recently issued an order restraining the DSS from arresting, detaining, or questioning Emefiele. Some reporters had reported how the CBN was perfected plans to cover up his corruption records in the last 8 years. Emefiele, who has been governor since 2014, is the first person to serve 2 terms at the head of Nigeria's apex bank in nearly 20 years. He was first appointed by then President Goodluck Jonathan in June 2014 after Sarah Alade served out of the term of the suspended Lamido Sanusi. In contravention of the CBN Act, Emefiele in 2021 joined the ruling All Progressives Congress. The action is against Section 9 of the CBN Act 2007, which states the governor and the deputy governors shall devote the whole of their time to the service of the bank, and while holding office shall not engage in any full or part-time employment or vacation, whether remunerated or not, except such personal or charitable causes as may be determined by the board and which do not conflict with or detract from their full-time duties, according to the chairman of Ward 6 in the Ika South local government area of Delta State, Ndoka Erikbume. The CBN governor is registered as an APC member. Yes, he has registered since 2021 February. He is our member, Erikbume had said. Amid widespread condemnations in 2022, the CBN governor headed to a federal high court in Abuja to seek constitutional interpretation of his non-resignation while pursuing his political interests. But immediately, this man wanted to contest for the president, in their primaries. After much talk, Buhari said that he resigns or he continues with the job because it's going to be contradicting. At the end of the day, why is it that they allowed him to join APC in the first place? Why is it that Buhari did not say anything when he joined APC? We see the impunity, and you begin to wonder what is the problem, or what is the benefit of, I don't even know how to put it, or the business. Okay, I think that's the right word. What is the business of a El-Rufai with Emefiele and Maman Daura? You see, all of them, they are all corrupt. Honestly, they are all corrupt. They are all corrupt. If you know what is going on, and that's why even whether you are in the opposition or not, all of them they know themselves, and that's why if you are not in the good book of the government of the day, sorry is your name. What did I say? Sorry is your name. They all know what they are doing. If not, this man would have been out of that position. Well, one thing is that okay, oh, we don't even believe in all this nonsense. What we know is that old money will be phased out on 30th of January. Anything other than that will bring wahala. Let me see how Tinubu will use his money or drug money and those collected from Lagos Treasury to bribe poor electorate, since they have weaponized hunger, using it on the masses. It's now that you know, you people know he is corrupt, God will judge all of you. That is it. I even remember to say that all this while, not until when this guy talked about it, we never heard anything. Oh, he talked about this CBN cashless policy or what have you, and changing of a naira new notes. That one we started hearing a lot of things. Like I said, all of them, God will judge all of you. So, guys, let's hear your opinion and have your take on this.